Hey, what's going on everybody? I'm Alex and this is F4 Film. In today's video, I'm going to talk about my current favorite movies of the year. It has been a great year for movies and TV with big winners both streaming and in theaters, which are always my preferred way to go see a movie. Given that we're halfway through the year, I figured now would be a great time to talk about my current favorite movies of the year, and at the end of the year, we will see how long the list has changed. Have I said year enough? I don't know. With all that being said, I hope you guys liked the video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a chance to see a random white guy talk about movies on YouTube. This is truly groundbreaking stuff. Alright, with that being said, let's kick it. Kicking us off at number 10 is a movie I just saw, I think it was the last movie I saw in theaters, which was Crimes of the Future. I went to go see this with my housemate. We went to a late night showing. I think we went around like 10 o'clock at night. And I did not know what to expect. It was my first time seeing a Cronenberg movie in a theater. And I think I was expecting more like what most people think about Cronenberg, like the Cronenbergian stuff, especially when like Rick and Morty had it recently, where I was expecting a lot of body horror. And it wasn't so much a body horror film as much as it is a very philosophical film about what our future is going to look like if we continue going at the rate we're currently going at. And that was more frightening than anything that he could have created in terms of body horror, really. There is horrific elements to it. You do see quite a bit of practical effects that are all brought to life brilliantly, because he knows how to do that almost better than anyone. And he has a way of taking these graphic scenes of watching people get cut open. None of this is spoilers, by the way. I mean, you see all this in the trailers. But you see people getting like cut open and everything, these like live autopsies essentially. And while that can definitely be disturbing, and if you aren't someone who can't handle that, I completely get it. But there's just so much more beneath the surface that is really brought to life through the film. And you can tell why they didn't advertise it so much as a more philosophical film, because that doesn't sell tickets. Promoting it as a Cronenberg body horror movie, like the new big horror movie, the first big horror movie of the summer, then that's gonna maybe sell some more tickets. But all in all, I really, really liked it, and I think that everyone should go out and see it. Alright, continuing on to number 9 is Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Now, I greatly enjoyed this movie. I was not expecting to, because I had not seen a single trailer for it. I had really no idea what it was about. All I saw was that a couple other movie critics that I follow on YouTube seemed to really enjoy it, and so I said, okay, I guess I'll give it a shot. And it turned out to be one of the funniest comedies I have seen in a long time. The idea of taking these two animated 90s cartoon characters and you turn one of them into just your average Joe working a day-to-day job, and the other goes on to get CGI surgery to get moderate success in movies and stuff, but still nothing as big as when he used to be a big-time Hollywood star. And then you add in all these really, really funny and creative cameos and stuff, which I have no idea how they got the rights to half of them. The idea of making this movie must have just been such a long process in order to fully get all the different cameos that they really wanted to get in. And so, even for just that, I commend them. But no, the entire movie is super funny, super entertaining, and I have no idea why Disney didn't put this one in the theaters. The Disney seems to be taking a lot of their animated movies, like Pixar movies and stuff now, and they just go straight to streaming, and I don't really understand. I think that most movies should get a chance to go into theaters, especially ones that are as entertaining and as creative as Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers really is. And I, for one, hope that they will make some more in the same kind of universe, because it was really interesting. Maybe make a sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But yeah, this was one of my favorites of the year by far. Continuing on, my number 8 pick was one of my most anticipated movies of the year, and let me just say, it did not disappoint whatsoever. It is Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, the newest Nick Cage movie, starring Nick Cage him at playing an exaggerated version of himself, as well as then a second version of himself, sort of like he did in adaptation. And it also stars Pedro Pascal, which I think might be Pedro Pascal's best performance. He is an amazing actor. I've loved him since his short-lived run, we'll say, in Game of Thrones, and I've seen basically everything he's been in. And I think this is probably the best work that he's put out. And what really sold me on this movie wasn't just all the Nick Cage jokes and inside meta humor that you would expect, and all of that works for me. But what works best in this movie is Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal's like friendship in the movie and how they play off of each other. You really buy that these two crazy guys would befriend each other. And while their friendship is at the core of this movie, I think my only problem with the movie was probably the FBI. All the FBI scenes felt a little out of place, and typically were some like the less funny, impactful moments in the movie. But besides that, I really liked everything in it, and I have a really nice slipcover from Target coming in from that for that movie, and I cannot wait to see all the crazy bonus features that I'm sure there's going to be. And my number 7 pick was another one that I was looking forward to all year, especially since I read the manga and watched the anime, and that was Jujutsu Kaisen 0. They had a subbed version and a dubbed version. I, of course, went with the subbed version because I am a true fan. And I was extremely excited to see this ever since I read the manga. I have it right here, actually. I was extremely happy I got to go see this. I took my brother to go see it. He hadn't seen any of Jujutsu Kaisen, but that's the cool thing about this is with the Zero film, while there's characters in it from the main series, you really don't need to read or see that in order to understand this. It could be its own standalone story, which is really nice. And it is animated perfectly. The soundtrack, the acting, every action scene hits. It was so interesting, so much fun to go see this in a theater. And yeah, I really don't have any complaints. This is one of my new favorite anime films of all time, especially as a fan of the main series. And it got me even more excited for season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen when that drops later next year. And my number 6 pick, I am not going to spend too much time on this because if you're watching me, I'm assuming by now most people have seen this, and that is The Batman. I saw this 3 different times in theaters, each time just because I was going with different people, but not once was I bored during it. While the end fight I do feel like was kind of tacked on, besides that, I have really no problems with this. This is the exact Batman movie that I've always wanted to see. He is doing full-on detective work in it, cast perfectly. Paul Dano's Riddler was chilling. I really just enjoyed every aspect of the movie. His opening monologue, each time I've seen it, sent chills down my spine. And yeah, I cannot wait to watch it again. And entering into my top 5, I'm going to start with Fresh. Fresh was a movie that I was really excited for ever since I heard it premiered at Sundance, and I heard kind of like the basics of what it was about, but really just knowing it was going to be a guy and a girl have a date and some messed up stuff happens, and I didn't really know anything besides that. And so I was extremely happy I didn't, because watching that movie when you don't know anything about it is the best way to watch it. So I'm not going to tell you anything about it. You just need to watch it. Know that it has some stuff that might be a little bit upsetting to most people. But yeah, it's really, really good. And everyone should go watch it. It's not free on Hulu. The Northmen is my pick for number 4. This movie was my most anticipated movie of the year. It was this and then Ari Aster's next film, Disappointments Boulevard. But I don't really know if that's going to be coming out this year, to be honest. So, instead, it went to The Northmen. And my God, The Northman was amazing. I was a little worried going into it, given that Robert Eggers has kind of a knack for perfection in his films, And with this one, he talked a lot about how he didn't have a lot of control over certain aspects, and that made him kind of upset. So instead, I think it was just a really interesting revenge tale and told with just the brutal action and historical accuracy that really only Robert Eggers holds true to nowadays. I really liked it. Triple R is my pick for my top three. Triple R is a Hindi film that is currently streaming on Netflix, because Netflix is still good for at least a few things. And one of those few things it's good for is these international films that I typically wouldn't have another access to see, especially these like newer releases. And Triple R is exactly what a Hollywood blockbuster should be. It is insanity and just pure entertainment for entertainment's sake. They know everything is silly, but at the same time, everything is serious. It is a perfect balance of just action, musicals, just these chaotic sequences, like a revenge tale, but also like a bromance movie. It is crazy how good this movie is. I had no idea what it was about. I just kind of threw it on because I saw a lot of people talking about it. I was like, I've never watched a Hindi film, so I'll give it a shot. So that the lesson of today is everyone should go out and watch some international film, because you never know what you're gonna get. I mean, everyone around the world can become a filmmaker. And cruising in at number two is Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick was not one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I own the first Top Gun on basic Blu-ray. It's fine to me. I've never really liked it too much. It's like okay. When I heard that Top Gun Maverick had gotten really really positive reviews and everyone was saying it's like one of the best action movies like ever, so I was like, all right, I gotta go see this. So me and my dad drove out to our local mall, about 30-minute drive. We went to the IMAX for it, of course, because why else would I go if not for IMAX? And it was majestic. It reminded me a lot of last year when I went to go see Dune. Dune was a really, really awesome movie. I really loved every aspect of it. My only downside with Dune is that they didn't announce beforehand it was going to be a two-part movie, but I should have seen that coming. Top Gun Maverick is a really, really solid endeavor, and my God, the visual spectacle of it on a big screen is amazing. I really hope everyone got to go see it in IMAX. Everything, everywhere, all at once was an amazing fucking movie. I enjoy the hell out of this. This is on my probably top 5 all time now. I have a poster right above my bed. I thought this movie did things I couldn't even, I have no idea how they made it. I cannot wait to get my Blu-ray later this month and delve into that and see all the different cool bonus features it's going to have. But yeah, this movie, the story between like the mother and her daughter, as well as the mother and the villain in the film, her husband, seeing him come back after not seeing him since like Temple of Doom, that's insane. It is a perfect movie from start to finish. There is nothing wrong with it. And it's hard to say that about almost any movie. It left me speechless, to be honest. And there you have it, folks. My personal current top 10 favorite movies of the year. I'm sure this list is going to change a lot. There's still a lot to be excited about. Avatar 2 is one of the big ones for me. Nope, especially. Disappointments Boulevard. So we'll see how this list pans out at the end of the year. I hope you guys will smash that subscribe button. And don't forget to leave a comment about what some of your favorites are of the year currently. I'd be interested to see if anyone has any cool recommendations. That's going to be it for today's video. See ya.